Welcome everybody. My name is Claire. Here I am at the lovely Falmouth Studios for a half-hour yoga practice. And start that again. Welcome to Falmouth Studios. My name is Claire and here I am. No, I'm sorry. Oh dear. Thanks, Michelle. Thought I'd got this sorted. Hello and welcome to Falmouth Studio. My name is Claire, ready to take you on a half-hour yoga practice session discovering the Manipura chakra. So I am wearing bright yellow, and that's because this energy center is depicted as a vivid yellow 10-petal lotus flower, and it resides around the solar plexus area just behind the navel. So closing the eyes, sitting comfortably, maybe moving a bit of flesh off the sit bones, just get yourself comfortable. Tuning into your breath, so without any judgments, taking nice, slow, deep breaths in as I just talk you through this energy center. So we could think of this as our own internal battery pack, our power center, our own sun. It's where our ego lies. It's where our drive and our passion lies, and where we can find our direction in life. So when it's out of balance, we can feel easily irritated, angered by others, wanting to control others and situations. And on the opposite of that, we could have victim mentality. When it's in balance, we are fully ourselves, we're authentic, we take up space in the world, we have confidence but without ego, so we're not overly confident, and we don't need to control or be in competition with anyone. We're just feeling really good in our own power. So our practice today will be all about this area. So it's the digestive system, where we can have a lot of issues. We can feel anxiety here. And this is a place where most of our serotonin is produced as well. So really important place. I'm going to start off with little circles, so little torso circles. So you're going to imagine, I might as well take my top off. So we're going to imagine that we have a little tornado above the navel, and we're just going to move around that place. Inhale at the front, exhale round. Take these as slow as you like. I have half an hour to teach, but you can press pause at any time. And then let's take those in the other direction. Use the breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. We're going to take our hands and just sweep it along the ground as if we're digging up the earth. And then sweep the arm over the head. Take a little side fold or bend. Stretch all the way from the hips to the fingertips. And then returning back, place the opposite hand on opposite knee. Lift up through the spine and take a twist. Inhale, back to the center. Let's take that wide sweep. Release the head all the way around as if you're finding gold in the earth, and then arcing over. And then drawing yourself back up, hands onto knee, lifting up through the spine. Exhale as you twist. Returning back to the center. I want to introduce you to a breathing technique called Kapalbhati, also known as skull shining breath. This technique is all about the exhale, creates fire in the belly. So have a little practice with me, and again pause the video and practice in your own time. And you might want to do, we're going to do 3 rounds together, but you might want to do more. I think we'll take 20 breaths for each time. So I'll do a little example first and then we can try it together. So we take an inhale, fill the belly and exhale. And then when we inhale again, I'm going to push the air out from the lower belly, so just pushing. So let's do that together. We're going to do 2 rounds. We'll just do 2 rounds and we'll do 15 pushes out of each. And in between we'll do an inhale, an exhale, an inhale, and then the push. Rest the hands on the knees. Try and stay relaxed and try not make the push come from the shoulders. It's just coming from the belly. It's a great abdominal toner. So we're going to inhale together and exhale. Inhale. And get ready for that pushing out. Inhale, exhale. You can really feel the fire starting up in the belly. Inhale again, ready for our second round. And exhale. Inhale, exhale, and release. Don't stop there. If you're getting into the groove of it, carry on, do a few more rounds of that. And release. I'm going to bring the arms together, take right under left and have a little lift up. Exhale down. Lifting up. Exhale down. One more time, lift up. Exhale and lower. Let's switch sides. It doesn't matter if your fingers don't reach together, so you can just press them into the palm. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift and hold for a moment. Exhale down. It's a great stretch through the shoulders. Okay, so unfold the legs. Give them a little rub. We're going to come onto our toes. Come this way. I'm going to take our mudra, Matangi mudra. So this mudra is said to really help release or relieve anxiety. It's really powerful, kind of a direction in life. So we're going to inhale as we lift, all the way forwards, and then feel resistance, fingers pulling from the back as you draw yourself back up with an exhale. Do 2 more of those. Inhale. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, lift and fall forwards, and then exhale, pull all the way back. Bring the legs up, hands holding or pressing down into the mat by the hips, and take a little tilt. Working on the oblique muscles. Exhale to the other side. Exhale, back to the center. Exhale. Let's come down 1 vertebra at a time. Draw the knees into the chest. Again, so massaging that energy center there. Let's take some knee circles. So one knee comes towards you and the other one draws away. Just exploring the knee joint. Take the arms out by the sides. We're going to exhale, the knees bent over to the left, and then inhale back to the center. I'm going to take 3 more of those. Exhale over, drawing back up. Exhale over. Remember, you can go slow if I'm going too fast with this movement. Make sure the spine is neutral, and we'll take those on the other side. Back to the center. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the abdominal muscles really working to pull the legs back up. And we'll take 1 more of those. And then back to the center. We're going to take leg raisers. I think that's what we're doing. So you're going to bring ourselves underneath our hands. So you can place your hands underneath your bottom and lower the legs down just a few inches off the mat. We're going to exhale, pull the belly to the back, raise the legs. So with our hands underneath our lower back, we're supporting our back. It's a lot easier than having the arms down by the sides. If this feels too much to do the leg raises double, you could have just single leg raises. We're making sure it's the abdominal muscles contracting to lift the leg. It's not momentum, it's not the muscles of the leg, the abs just drawing in. So we're taking 8, or you could take 10 or 15. Again, pausing the video. And then when you've done your amount that feels good, release, knees into the chest, have a hug, and then again stretch out, stretch the belly out. And then releasing down. We're going to take Garudasana in a laid down supine position. We're going to crunch up. This one's quite intense. So wrapping the right leg around the left, the right arm underneath the left. Extend fingers away from toes, and then exhale, draw in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Woo! Switching sides, or do more if you need to. Let's have a little stretch out first. Left leg across the right. Left arm underneath the right. Inhale as we extend. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, extend. Exhale. 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 I hope you're nice and warmed up in this area now, really creating some heat. We're going to rock ourselves straight up into kneeling, and then we're going to come into our tabletop position. Just checking my notes here. Okay, so we're in our tabletop position, and we've got our knees under our hips, our wrists under our shoulders, fingers are spread wide. This way, fingers spread wide. And to inhale, and as we exhale, curl the toes under, push the tailbone up to the ceiling. We're back in our downward facing dog. It might be the first downward dog of the day, so you want to walk your feet wide of the mat if your heels aren't coming down, and just slowly walking in place. If your heels are down, you could try a little twist, so right ankle on the outside of, right hand on the outside of the left ankle, and then switching, perhaps walking the feet wider, and then releasing down. Coming on to the toes, we're going to lift the heels high, exhale as you lengthen through the spine into a plank. Push ourselves back. Lift the toes with an inhale, exhale, fold forwards. We'll take that one more time. Lift the toes, lift the heels, exhale forward, draw the knees down, and we're coming down into a low back bend. Fingers are spread, the palms are pressing down into the mat. Just see if you can imagine or visualize or feel this spiraling out sensation from the center of the palm. So the center of the palm is pushing into the mat. And as you do that, you can feel the elbows slowly drawing in towards each other. Tailbone is growing long down towards the heels. Collarbone widening. Shoulders down into the back. Inhale from here. You can either rest down for a moment, so bring the cheek to the mat, the arms by the side, big toes together. Or we're going to push up into a forearm plank. So you can join once you've had that rest. Curl the toes under. Going to imagine that you have a corset around the waist with a wire pulling you upright, so everything lifts at the same time. We're going to hold this for 4 breaths. Nice deep breath. Keep pressing the ground away. And then releasing down, walking towards the heels, resting in child's pose. Arms down by the side. Take an opportunity to breathe all the way down the back of the body and behind the navel. So imagine this space opening up. Imagine that vivid sun powering up as we send our breath down there. And inhale. And slowly coming up to kneeling. Walking back into that tabletop position. Fingers are spread wide, we've got that Hatha bandha, knees are under hips. We're going to press the earth away, curl the toes under, exhale, lift the tailbone to the ceiling, release the head. So the head is relaxed, looking towards the toes or the knees or the navel. Again, don't worry if your heels are coming down. You're going to inhale, lift that right leg back, push the foot away from you, but keep the hips down rather than extending out. And then draw that right foot to the right hand. We're in a lunge position here. If it feels too much, again, you can come down and make this your own practice. Pressing down with 3 points on the feet, underneath big toe, little toe, center of the heel. And use that power to press down and draw up energy through the leg so the leg is extended for a moment. We're taking this Matangi Mudra. The middle finger are pressing together. All the other fingers are curved around. We're going to inhale forwards. Exhale, coming down with a bent knee in line with ankle and taking a twist. So the palms are in the center of the heart. Fingers facing forwards. Make sure that knee is not tracking out to the side, but it's still facing forwards. Inhale, exhale, push the ground away, lift through the front of the thigh. That back heel is coming down, the hips are facing outwards. And extend the arms out, palms facing the same direction as the hips. Imagine you have string on the fingertips, and as you exhale, take an inhale first, exhale, being pulled forwards, and then down and down into triangle. So you might not end up here, you might end up on your shin, and if that's too much, you can bend that front knee and just rest on the thigh. So again, this practice is for all levels. Now hold 3 breaths here. Well, we're not going to hold breaths, we're going to take 3 deep breaths here. So keep pushing up, pushing the ground away, that back foot is working. And then if you like, for a stronger twist or stretch, you can take a twist so the top arm comes down and the bottom arm moves up as you twist to look over the opposite side. And then releasing down, hands by that right foot joins left. Let's take that on the other side, keep pressing the ground away, extend that left leg back. Drawing it in towards the left hand. Again, we're in our lunge position. Pressing down with the feet as we draw the energy through the front of the leg. Matangi Mudra, inhale. Exhale, sinking into the knee, taking that side twist, hand in the sternum. Drawing yourself back up, that back heel turns down. Maybe you want to adjust your foot, might want to come in a little bit or further out. The hips are facing outwards, extending the arms out, palms facing forwards. Someone's pulling on that middle finger, drawing you forwards, and then down, shin or fingertips. Keep pressing that back foot into the mat. Deep breath. Long, so exhale. And then again, if you like, you can take that twist, top hand down, bottom arm up as we open to the side. Pull out the hand by the left foot, the right foot's going to join the left foot. Really planting the feet down. Inhale, drawing ourselves up to standing. So we're in a standing position. We're going to play with Garudasana, which is a nice, powerful, balanced position. There are various ways we can take this, different levels. So first of all, we're going to take that left leg across the right. And you can stand here nice and casually with the toes bent and the heel lifted. And that could be enough. Your left arm will come under the right. Stronger stretch for that will be, or stronger balance, will be the toes off the ground pointing behind you, still upright. Or you could begin to take a little bend. And then the full position, foot wrapping around the back of the right leg. Arms extend as you sink down into the hip. Focus forwards. Releasing down. Walking in place. Release the shoulders. Bringing all the attention to that other foot. Now again, that sense of rooting down, the quietening of the mind, the focus. And then choosing which way you'd like your foot to be. So low on the ground to help with your balance as you're learning the posture. Pointing behind you. Arms lifting, or then taking that little sinking down. Drawing back up, unfolding the arms. Okay, let's take our attention forward. We're going to fold forwards, pull the belly into the back. Lift the toes one more time. Step back into that downward facing dog. Lift the toes again. Pull the lower belly into the back. Sit bones are lifting. Fingers are spread. Come onto the toes, come onto the knees. Cross the ankles. We're swinging through. We're just going to play with our floating stick because that really needs confidence and courage to get into that place. So pressing the hands down by the hips, pressing the calves and the backs of the thighs into the mat. Imagine you've got a wall that you're pushing your feet against, the toes are coming towards you. Firming up the pelvis as you exhale. Inhale. Next exhale, we're going to push the hands down and slide the hips back, lift the hips off the mat. You can explore lifting legs. And then releasing back down. So let's take another one of those in your own time. Pressing the backs of the legs into the mat, bring the toes towards you, roll the shoulders down into the back. When you're ready to exhale, firming the lower belly, the pelvis, and beginning to lift. And then drawing down. So for the full L-sit, the full floating stick, what needs to become very strong in the body are the hip flexor muscles, the abdominal muscles, and the arms and shoulder strength. So there's many muscles working together to make that happen. So give yourself time and just enjoy that sense of power as you practice. Let's come down to rest in Shavasana. So coming down one vertebra at a time, knees into the chest, a little rock from side to side. Extend the legs along the mat when you're ready. And just really release into the ground and soften. Feel the body heavy, supported, sinking into the earth. Imagine warmth traveling up through the soles of the feet, relaxing the legs, the back, the arms, the head and the face. Visualize this warmth traveling into the solar plexus, so you're feeling, imagining your sun growing brighter and brighter. Imagine calling all your energy back that you've used throughout the last week back home into this center, so you have all your energy back for yourself. And you could say, as your attention is here, I am powerful, I am confident, and I am authentic. I am powerful, I am confident, and I am authentic. Rest here for as long as you like, allowing your body to consolidate all the moves that we've just been through. And then when you're ready to release, you could pause this video now. Otherwise, when you're ready to release, stretching, rolling over to the right, coming up to seated. Namaste.